Hello everyone, my name is Sarah and I'm here today to talk about the 13th instalment of anti-abuse, and it is called height abuse. It doesn't matter what height you're at, whether it's with dwarfism or giantism. But being abused in such a way is totally wrong. It's when someone is suffering from dwarfism or giantism are the ones that are being abused the most. Now, any other average person of an average height are not the ones that are being abused. That's between 5 foot to 6'1". That's an average height of an average person. Because anyone that's suffering from dwarfism, it will be under the height of 4 foot or even under 5 foot. Because they have a special names for dwarfism of between 3 foot to 4'10". They all have a special name for that type of dwarfism. Someone of the average height will take the piss out of someone with dwarfism, and that they think it's absolutely fun, but this abuser doesn't understand what his or her accent or words would take upon someone who has to live with dwarfism. Who has to live with dwarfism day in and day out. And it goes for anyone who is suffering from giantism. Because of the verbal abuse and certain height restrictions, that person has to contend with. Anyone who abuses anyone with these types of height problems should think before you speak, because anyone who's suffering from giantism, they have to contend with buildings, doorways, vehicles like cars, buses, planes. Now have to contend with like leg spaces, low receding ceilings that can only go as far as like 6'5" or 6'7". That is how low the ceilings can be for someone who's suffering from giantism. Because anyone that is between 5 foot to 6'1" would think, oh, it's very funny to see a giant person who has to contend with a low ceiling or low doorways. It's not funny. Because Peter Mayhew, aka Chewie the Rookie, has to contend with these kind of things. What about the American rugby players? They have to contend with these kinds of things as well. It's not funny. Neither is anyone that is short, because you have to think along the lines of The Wizard of Oz. Star Wars Episode 6. The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They all have people who are suffering from dwarfism. And what about Warwick Davies, aka Professor Flitwick out of the Harry Potter saga? He's suffering from dwarfism. Do you really think you're going to take a mickey out of someone like that who's suffering from dwarfism? No. You have to think how they have to cope with things day in and day out when everything is on high shelves, living in an average house for an average person. It's not funny because nothing is of their own height. Because there is no buildings that can fit anyone that is suffering from dwarfism or giantism. They have to live in buildings that is fitted for someone between 5 foot to 5'1". From 5 foot to 6'1". Because anyone that is suffering from dwarfism and giantism has to live in these kinds of houses. Because the council think, everyone has a normal height between 5 foot to 6'1". No! You have to think and consider that people are born with these conditions. Because people do not think that these kinds of people have to live like this, day in and day out. Because anyone are suffering from dwarfisms or giantisms, they have to think of how they can use this kind of height to their advantage. It's not funny of seeing someone suffering from a height problem. Because I'm standing at the height of 5'2", when my father half expects me being about 5'5" to 5'7". No! I was born to be 5'2", and he does not care that I'm of this height. He doesn't. And I have to live like this for the rest of my life. Because I had my height checked and I found out that I was 5'2". And I did not know that I was that height. All my life I did not know how tall I was. So please consider that many people are born this way. From dwarfism to giantism. So please be careful what you say, because anyone who suffers from height problems are human too.